Wow. Okay, a very good afternoon. And welcome once again to our live transmission that is coming today, the 21st day of September 2023. Also, a very unique day as we continue to be grateful and as we also give thanks. Mo kí Ọba Elédùmarè tí ó tún fún wa láǹfààní àti jáde láti tí wá bá gbogbo ẹ̀wọ̀n èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ níbi tí ẹ bá wà káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Maybe you might learn one or two things from this broadcast. You might also find it the journey will probably just start as well. Maybe you might pick one or two things that might be of benefit to you. Moki Obatoni Ayetolong from wherever and the point of where you believe. Torí we have different faith. We have multiple faith. Olúkálùkù ló ní èyí tó believe in. It's raining outside. I'm sure pé ẹ máa gbọ́ tí weather yẹn tó ń dún pápápápápá. It's raining heavy rain today. So it's a day of kind of celebration for me and also to give thanks, which is the most important thing. I don't have much than just to say Mudupe for long, because as many people want the same opportunity, but it's all about the foresight. The foresight tí àwọn parents wa kan rí, especially after being part of a system like Nigeria, where some of them now thought, just to be able to give their children a better opportunity, the best option was to take some of us out of what is called Nigeria. And that has been a journey itself. Gbogbo nǹkan ló ní ìrìn àjò. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ìrìn àjò olúkálùkù ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Tèmi máa yàtọ̀ sí tiẹ̀, tiẹ̀ máa yàtọ̀ sí tèmi. But one thing we always want is we want a better opportunity for everybody. Ó wà lára ìdí tí irú àwa ṣe jáde. Kò kúkú ń ṣe pé wọ́n force wa, kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé wọ́n coerce wa. Kò ń ṣe pé èèyàn kan ló ní dandan o gbọ́dọ̀ máa jáde láti máa wá polongo in tí mò ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ fún gbogbo àwọn èèyàn. I don't expect many people to believe what we are saying. You don't even have to agree with it. It is your own prerogative to believe or not to believe. We are not here to force anybody. Láti accept in time. So if you want to accept it, it's fine. If you don't want to accept it, ilé ayé tá ń gbé nísìn ó tẹ̀ dájú gbà táwa kọ́kọ́ dé sí London àtàwọn tó ti dé before us. At least now, many of us can sit back and we can tell you pé òjò ń rọ̀ ní London. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ confirm ẹ̀ pé òjò ń rọ̀. Ó yàtọ̀ sí tó máa sọ fún ẹ ní some years back tí wọ́n lè parọ́ oríṣiríṣi pé ẹlòmíì gan tó sí ní London àbí ní abroad tó yẹ pé African country ló wà, ìyàtọ̀ ti wà nísìn. Ẹni tó bá sọ fún pé ó wà ní Africa, o lè ní kó tan video call, o fi confirm pé tòótọ́ ni ẹni ẹ̀ wà níbi tó sọ pé òun wà. Gbogbo in tí máa fi sọ̀rọ̀, it will probably just be an hour, but I would just like to appreciate my family, which is the most important thing anyway, because family gangan ni ló ní èèyàn, especially when you have a good family like I do, that are very, very supportive, especially when we change the direction. Nítorí pé most of you probably ẹlòmíì ṣẹ̀pàdé wa ni, ẹlòmíì ò mọ̀ wá tẹ́lẹ̀, ẹlòmíì ò kúkú rí mi rí. So based on opportunity pé we are now in a new era, gbogbo nǹkan ló ní era tiẹ̀ ìyẹn ló ṣe máa ń pè ní ìgbà ìgbà ọ̀dẹ̀ lọ réré báwọn àgbàlagbà ṣe máa ń sọ ìgbà máa ń change. So today maybe some of you will learn one or two things from my own and probably take the good one. Èyí tó bá dá ń bẹ̀ ẹ ṣáà fi sílẹ̀ fún mi. It's been a long journey and we are still grateful because we're grateful to life. And we're grateful to life. What more can you say? And also, 25 years in UK, grateful to life, and what more to come. Òun ni mo fi ṣe àkọlé ètò tí mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. I'm not going to go into too much of details, which is not necessary, but I just want you to know that at least a bit of the background. Torí pé wọ́n ní tíyàn bá ṣàmọ́bi tí ó ń lọ, wà ṣàmọ́bi tó ń fi padà sí. Ibì kan ṣáà ni wà máa kọ́kọ́ lọ, and you can change the direction. Ibì kan ni mò ń lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìrìn àjò mi kó tó di pé I change the direction. And like I said, I change the direction torí pé a fẹ́ please anybody. I change the direction nítorí pé mo fẹ́ satisfy anybody. Èmi ṣe tèmi bí Elédùmarè, bí Ọlọ́run ọba, bí Jésù Kristi, bí Ànábì Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam bó ṣe rán lúkálukú. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wà nísìn ohun àwọn náà fún di kan àbí di kejì, they cannot do it. Kò ń ṣe pé èmi ni the best or èmi ni mo perfect. Again, it's all about the upbringing. And I'm grateful that I had a very, very good upbringing. Very great one. So today, táwọn èèyàn bá wá ní ta lárákùnrin tó ń tatatai níbo ló ti wá, ta ni ìran ẹ̀, ta làwọn, ṣé wọ́n ránṣẹ́, ṣé wọ́n bẹ̀ ń ṣẹ́. Let me say this, kò sẹ́ni kankan tó bẹ̀ mí ṣẹ́, kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni kankan tó fi ṣẹ́ jẹ́ mi pé dandan nǹkan báyìí ni mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe. Èmi ló wù lọ́kàn ni mo fira mi sílẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní tó bá fi rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ó ti di dandan pé oríṣiríṣi àbùkù á kàn lára. Torí pé tó bá yẹ pé mo rọra jókòó bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe jókòó tẹ́ ń wò wá nínú screen, wọ́n ní ká dá 10 pounds tèmi náà ya fi síbẹ̀, tèmi náà ń pèsè orí program. Àbí nígbà tí mo wà nínú Nigerian community tí mò ń ṣe ìwọ̀nba tí mo lè ṣe for the community, which is called humanitarian services. Today is always a great day for me. And why is it great? Because this is the first day in 25 years ago tí mo kọ́kọ́ máa wọ UK. Tèmi náà dàbí JJC, but not really JJC because mo bá wọn yàn tó jẹ́ close family, tó ń ṣe extended family that have lived in this country before I arrived. And I arrived on the 21st of September 1998. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, I've been around here for a very long while. At least èmi náà ti ṣe díẹ̀ nílùú yìí. So tó bá ń sọ pé abroad, èmi náà ti witness in tó ń pè ní abroad. It has changed a lot of things in me. It has also developed me to the kind of person I am. So tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ pé àwọn èèyàn lọ sí abroad, ẹ máa gbọ́ pé lómi ti lọ, ó ṣe wá pẹ́ báyìí táwọn èèyàn lọ tó padà. Kò ń ṣe pé àwọn èèyàn fi padà. Ó wà lára ìdí tí irú àwa tún ṣe gbèrú campaign àti agenda tá gbé kalẹ̀. And what is the agenda? Tí a bá ní society tó dàbí irú eléyìí tó even if it's just 10%, I don't think a lot of us will want to sit here for that long. Maximum ẹni tó bá tẹ̀ wá ní ó fẹ́ kàwé tó ṣe first degree, tó ṣe masters, tó ṣe PhD, by now ó yẹ kó ti sọ pé òun fẹ́ padà sí ìlú ẹ̀. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin àwa àtàwọn Chinese nìyẹn. Àwọn Chinese tó bá wá kàwé ní UK, wọ́n pọ̀ gan ní Scotland, wọ́n pọ̀ l'Amẹ́ríkà. Tó bá ti kàwé yẹn tán, tó bá ṣe bí another 1 year 2 years, wọ́n padà lọ, wọ́n lọ develop ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn. Àwa náà rò pé nǹkan tá fẹ́ ṣe náà nìyẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. A rò pé bó ṣe máa rí náà nìyẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. A rò pé bó ṣe máa lọ náà nìyẹn. Pé káwa náà ṣe kí ni? Ká wá sílùú òyìnbó báwọn kan náà ti ṣe ń wá. Ẹni tó fẹ́ kàwé kó lọ kà á, ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ kó gain experience, kó wá gbé gbogbo experience yẹn kó dá padà lọ sílé. And I think that is what a lot of people have done. Àwọn nǹkan ṣe, but eventually most of them have run back again out of Nigeria. So when people come across our videos, especially somebody like me, because tí bá ní àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí, àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ mí díẹ̀. Maybe not a lot of people, but níwọ̀n bá bí tí a ṣiṣẹ́ dé within the Nigerian community, let me put it that way. Torí pé I think I served the Nigerian community more. I worked within the Nigerian community more than in tí mò ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ fún Yoruba Nation campaign. And I think a lot of people don't know that. Mo ń gbọ́ fídíò ọmọ Biafra kan just before I start my program. Ó ní Simon Ekpa, ó ràn pọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yóò mọ̀ pé ó sáré fún Nàìjíríà rí. I don't think a lot of people knows that. Ẹ mọ̀ rí àbí? Okay. Simon Ekpa, ó sá eré, ó sá eré is a sprinter. Ó win award fún Nàìjíríà. Record ẹ̀ wà níbẹ̀. So kí ló wá lè mú irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó wá yí òun padà tó nù òun fẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́? At least èmi ò tẹ̀ sáré fún Nàìjíríà, but at least èmi náà níwọ̀n bá tèmi lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tí mo dé UK, mo darapọ̀ mọ́ community, mo darapọ̀ mọ́ nǹkan ṣe nínú community Nàìjíríà. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe nínú Nigerian community tí a kì í bá wọn lọ. Báyìí ṣe ń náwó fún Yorùbá Nation, tẹ́yìn sọ pé ẹ̀ náwó àti dáwó síbí, ìjà yìí mọ owó tẹ́yìn ti dá sínú Nigerian community tí a tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé n tá à ń dáwó fún, tá à ń ṣe wàhálà fún, àṣé òfútù fẹ́ tẹ̀ ni. I'm sure gbogbo yín nísìn ẹ mọye community work tẹ́ ti ṣe, ẹ mọye aṣọ tẹ́ ti dá, ẹ mọye òde tẹ́ ti bá wọn lọ nípa pé Nigerians nìyí, especially fáwọn àtàjọ wà ní UK. But right now, àwa ṣe wá realize pé kí ló ń pè ní Nigeria? But a mọ̀ nígbà yẹn, we thought we were in a country. A dẹ̀ ń ṣe kí ni? À ń serve community yẹn. Nnamdi Kanu ní 2011 ní the same Nigerian High Commission kò kúrò níbi tó wà. Number 9, Northumberland, just about a few meters away from Trafalgar Square. Nnamdi Kanu jáde, ó ń jà fún wọn Nàìjíríà. Ó ń jà fáwọn tí wọ́n tẹ̀ mọ̀ pé Nnamdi Kanu ń jà fún wọn. But lẹ́nìí, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Nnamdi Kanu náà realize pé kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà o, irọ́ ló wà níbẹ̀. So mo understand ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣì ń sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ keep wọn Nàìjíríà. We don't have to blame you. We don't even have to accuse you. A dẹ̀ ní láti bá yín wí. Bí ìwọ náà ṣe rò pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà yẹn, bẹ́ẹ̀ lèmi náà ṣe rò nígbà kan. And the record is there. Kò sí ní UK yìí, especially nínú England tí mo wà yìí, tí wọ́n máa sọ pé nínú Nigerian community o, arákùnrin kan wà tó ń pè ní Koiki tí wọ́n ò ní mọ̀. Especially torí pé ẹni tó bá ń ṣe media work, ó ti di dandan pé services ẹ̀ wọ́n need it all the time. Torí pé ìtòlúkálukú lè ṣe ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Ẹlòmíì wà PR ló lè ṣe, ẹlòmíì lè ṣe secretary, ẹlòmíì lè ṣe motivational talker ẹlòmíì lè ṣe finance torí pé iṣẹ́ tó lọ kọ́ nìyẹn but iṣẹ́ táwa gbé dání iṣẹ́ tí ó máa ń tètè mú recognition wá ni no matter how small you are. Ó ní lára àwọn tí a jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ nígbà yẹn within the community Jamil Sanwó-Olú ó wà pẹ̀lú Lagos State Governor nísìn torí family ni wọ́n I believe because Sanwó-Olú lòun náà jẹ́ inú bíbá náà ni gbogbo àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ kó tó di pé òun padà lọ sí Lagos State wọ́n ti fún ní kankan níbẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé tó wáyé pé mi náà ní interest I'm not talking about now mo ń sọ nígbà as far back as 2015 kẹ́ lè bá ní background understanding ẹni tó jókòó yìí ni mo ṣe sọ eléyìí and the key aspect as well torí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń dé sí abroad torí pé mind ni pé bẹ́ ṣe ń dé yẹn gbogbo nǹkan máa lọ boom lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà àwọn kan ó máa lọ boom fún wọn àwọn kan ó máa take time kò mí pé wọ́n ṣàṣeyàn láti lé gbogbo mindset ti gbogbo nonsense yẹn ìtorí pé ibi ta ti ń bọ̀ ni torí pé immigration rules o gbọ́dọ̀ follow ẹ̀ o tí gbàwé kò sí pé wọ́n ṣèyàn nílé o tí gbà náà nítorí pé wọ́n bí ẹ síbí báyìí àwọn tó bí síbí ó ti di pé automatic wọ́n máa ní opportunity jùwọ́ tó ní lọ kò bá jẹ́ pé student visa ló fi wá o máa ṣe sùúrù in tó bá ti wá mú ẹ tó fi ṣe sùúrù irú sùúrù táwa ní kó tó di pé àwa náà wá di ẹni tí ó tún lè jáde dáadáa báyìí you will definitely run into a lot of problems so lójú wọlé máa pa so bọ̀bọ́ yìí ti pẹ́ ní London 25 years nígbà tẹ́mi dé I was not in my 30s I was still in my 20s so opportunity pé age tí mo bá dé yẹn age yẹn dagan ìwọ wá wo age tí wọ́n wà nísìn tí wọ́n náà bá wà ní 20 tó fẹ́ jápa fair enough it's up to you but one thing is in táwọn ọmọ tẹ́lẹ̀ for that 20 years a ṣe wá ní understanding ẹ̀ because nísìn tí bá kọ̀ playback tí bá flashback pé so irú máàní tí mo lọ bá níjọ́ òní tí Alester Ṣeyọdé tó pè mí tọ́nà fi ṣe private party irú bẹ́ẹ̀ ló yẹ ká ti máa bi wọ́n láwọn question kankan ìyẹn Ọ̀ṣọ́bà had a birthday party in London and I was invited láti lọ bá wọn cover ọkọ̀ ní ìdẹ́n tó máa bá wọn take capture pictures small videos but it was not something to go in the public domain mo rántí Ìgbìnẹ́dàn mo mọ tó wà láàrin wọn àti ọba Ashanti ti Ghana bọ̀bí ṣe gbọ́ ọdọọdún ló máa ń ṣe anniversary ọba yẹn ní London ní Dorchester Hotel no not Dorchester can't remember the name of the hotel now but lára àwọn 5-star deluxe hotel and I was invited ẹni tó gba contract yẹn ó náà pọ̀ ọmọ Ghana ni gbogbo ambassador Africa pátá ló wà níbẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n ọba ńlá ni ọba Ashanti yẹn dàbí Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ Ọ̀jájá II I was invited I remember business card tí gbogbo àwọn ambassador yẹn tó ń fún yàn ṣé àwọn pàwọ̀ ọ̀ka gbogbo kìíní yẹn kú but a mọ̀ pé is a network náà ni because ẹni tó bá ya picture ẹ̀ ó fẹ́ picture tiẹ̀ a wá fún ẹ ní card a wá sọ fún ẹ pé nọ́mbà orí káàdì yẹn òun gangan kọ́ ni nọ́mbà tòun a wá kọ nọ́mbà tiẹ̀ sẹ́yìn so many cards I have upstairs mo rántí ìgbà tí Sanusi tó wá sí London pẹ̀lú Bọ́lá Ṣàgáyà inú embassy ni mo wà tó ti pè mí pé níbo ni mo wà pé am I very close because one thing about this country is that bí àwọn politicians yìí bá dé lénìí tó bá need service wà nígbà yẹn wọ́n máa pè within 40 minutes a máa kàn wọ́n lára and we were doing what we thought was right projecting what was right whether àwọn wá ṣe the right thing nígbà yẹn àbí wọ́n ṣe it's up to them. I remember la long tẹ́yìn rí yẹn ibi ni mo pe taxi fún ní Queen Elizabeth some few years back nígbà tó wá sí London tó wá ṣe conference àwa ti wá rí pé gbogbo àwọn conferences tó máa ń ṣe yẹn a rí pé irọ́ ló pọ̀ níbẹ̀ it's never been truthful so once again if you are looking at people like us and say Some people show okay. Well, I have spent 25 years of my life in a society, in an environment that I don't think I want to leave such an environment. Can I build an environment see conducive for me again? Can I build an environment see màá fi challenge nǹkan ṣe tó right tó máa sọ fún mi pé èmi gangan wá ní criminal. Ṣé rí pé ó máa difficult for people like us. So when you say some of us, kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló lè sọ orí ntẹ́mi sọ yìí. Èmi lè sọ nítorí pé there's nothing hidden about what I'm saying. It's just a fact. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló máa lè sọ journey ẹ̀ fún yín in details. Even though I might not give you all the details, but at least mo ti fún yín ní the most important thing. Abẹ́òkúta Grammar School mo ti ṣe tán ní 1995. As at that time, mo rò pé cultism ìwà báyìí, èmi ò rò pé mo gbọ́ sétí pé ó wà nínú secondary school. Mo kàn mọ̀ pé aláwọn bad boys, aláwọn bad girls. Àwa kan náà iná la support the same schools. When we finished, somebody wants me to speak English. We're the same people that support the schools. I'm just talking about my 25 years of being in UK. Today makes it 25 years precisely that I arrived on Virgin Airline. I still have the passport and my visa still with me. 25 years ago that I arrived in this country. 21st of September, 1998. It's been a long time, but I am grateful to life. It's the same life that we are now asking for, that some of you believe that we are antagonists. We are people that doesn't love Nigeria. I don't think you love Nigeria more than me. I don't think so. Because most of you have not even served your community, whether you're in Africa, supporting the Nigerian community, whether you're in Nigeria, some of you don't even know what is called voluntary work. Iṣẹ́ tó máa ṣe, a job that you are not paid for. That is what I was doing within the Nigerian community. I was not paid for the job. So when some of you now see me and think that, why does this guy hate Nigeria so much that he wants us to break? It's because we now understand better as against what I did not know. But the beauty about it is that the technology is great. It can allow me to now talk to you, which was different from 25 years ago when I came to this country. Because 25 years ago, I literally have to buy calling card to speak to my loved ones back home. And I think as at that time, it was more of a Yahoo Messenger. I don't think anybody used Yahoo Messenger anymore. Then it was iFi. I think there's another one called Black Space or something like that. But now, we now have Facebook. We now have other platforms that was not there before, that makes communication faster, that makes understanding of what Nigeria is today. Because 25 years ago, nobody knew as much of what we are talking now, but some people know, but the information was not allowed to circulate. Like I said, we will all have different journey. My journey has been fantastic. And I'm grateful, especially, to my beautiful mother that saw the vision that Nigeria, because I remember asking my mom, I wanted to go to Unilag, and he kept saying to me, no, you're not going to any Unilag. There's no point. Not that the money was not there, even if it's to do what it has to be done to get to Unilag. Even if I don't have the cutoff mark, I can get to Unilag. Everybody knows that. Because if you don't want me logon here. But today, I want to look at those that went to the same Unilag today. Most of them in Nigeria, Probably those that have left Nigeria will be doing very well, but most in Nigeria are not doing very well. So let me just say to those of you out there that are still falling in love with Nigeria, it is your right to fall in love with Nigeria. But I don't think a lot of you fall in love with Nigeria the way a lot of us fall in love with it. We were very proud Nigerians. I remember going to the Notting Hill Carnival then. Very proud Nigeria. There's still a Nigerian corner at the Notting Hill Carnival. I refused to not even go there this year. I saw it on my way in the carnival. Mori, well, what am I excited about the word Nigeria? Why should I be excited? Knowing now that I know that, it was a fraud that kept Nigeria till today. And Yoruba people are the reason why Nigeria is still existing. I'm sure some of you see those images from Notting Hill Carnival, hey, Nigerian corner. Do you know that that corner is even too small for us as Nigerians compared to other ethnic or indigenous people in this country? For 25 years, I've never seen the Nigerian float travel with the Notting Hill Carnival. It is only now that we have some restaurants competing in West End. I don't want to mention the name because I'm not their brand ambassador. It's been a long journey. So those that are still in the loop that you have a country called Nigeria and you will sacrifice yourself for Nigeria, I just pity you. I pity you. I have been as close to where the Queen before she died, at least from where I was standing during the opening of the Parliament, at least more than twice, if not 3 times. I had the privilege, special invite, because my mom worked there in House of Lords. So from my Ibitimodrosi, I could at least point to the Queen. So that shows that I have been within the confinement of who is who. Because if you have the privilege to be where the Queen is, Nilui, you must be grateful. Because you will have gone through security, number one. It's not everybody. At least I have seen King Charles very, very close. I haven't shaken their hands, but I've seen them. I've been able to shake Tony Blair. Tony Blair, the same Tony Blair that we told not to go to Iraq. The same Tony Blair is presented to Nigerians today as the good guy. When over millions of us in UK, we were out there protesting that there's nothing to verify the invasion of Iraq. Look at Iraq today. But all this seems to be like some of you feel about, when you about around when you're born, you get carried away. Yes, I mean, I remember my first, arriving at Gatwick Airport. You find it very difficult to understand what they're saying. When they speak, you can't understand because you're coming from a different continent. Not that our English is not good, not that what they are saying you cannot hear it, but it's sorrow is the reason why some of you think that what they are saying you cannot hear it. But now, if you slow down, if they speak to you, you'll be able to answer. But especially if you're coming for the first time with a visa, you'll be, you probably wet your pants. Because if you get to the airport and you come off on the plane, even with a visa, for the first time, I'm not talking about I want to travel the airplane, what did Jinta? Plane. And they can't do anything because it's irregular. Indefinite stay. So if you go and fight somebody on the flight and you arrive, you realize that but if you're coming for the first time, you're traveling out of Nigeria and you arrive at airport, you'll be shaking a little bit because your mind is that you would have been briefed by whoever is bringing you to the country that don't say certain things. Don't answer the question that they've not asked you? Do you only answer the question that you are asked? I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Intoba beer nikoso. Don't go more than what they've asked you. You go briefly, you stop there. Because it's all about the psychology. The immigration border officer just want to confirm. But do you know that this is not the same thing with the European countries? It is only now we realize that so European countries do not come with visa, which makes it different from those coming from Africa. But now we realize that Africa has what it takes that should have been respected. In the 80s, Nigerians were not in need of any visa to get to this country. I mean, you get a visa at the point of entry. From the airport in Nigeria, you just buy your ticket and you travel. But the reason why visa restriction and immigration is becoming a problem is because many of us are running away due to the economic situation of the country or the continent. Go to Italy. Many people arriving with the boat from Libya, the same Libya that was working. Maybe some of you don't know that. Libya was fully a working country until it was destroyed, just like Iraq was destroyed. Do you know that Libya or the Libyans were getting benefit, just like the British citizens are getting benefit? But today, chaos is all over Libya. So when those of you that are saying that we should stay a little bit longer in Nigeria, it's because you do not understand what Nigeria really stands for. And we cannot blame you. Last night, I decided just to treat myself and watch. I hardly watch movie these days, you know. And I watched a movie that came out just around June. And I like movies that they kill each other very well. There's a lot of shooting and all that. I love military movie. The name of the movie, in case some of you wants to watch it, is not yet on Netflix, so you must have Prime, Amazon, or something, or you have to go to cinema. It's called The Covenant. Guy Ritchie, Loche. I think I remember the guy. Guy Ritchie. Fimie. Mowotitibai. Guy Ritchie. The movie is called The Covenant. I actually saw the short clip. There's a guy on Twitter. What he does all the time, he talks about movies. And I do follow him. So when I saw the intro, I was like, wow. I checked it out. It's not yet on Netflix. I don't go cinema. So I said, okay. So last night, I just asked my son. I said, I know we have Prime because I don't watch movie with them all the time. Money mo film con The Covenant. Only yeah, I've watched it. That very nice film. So I decided to sit back and watch it. 2 hours or more. Some of you that do not appreciate what we are doing right now, you will later on. I know that. You will. If you have time and you have, the right way to watch it. I know a lot of Nigerians, I know you guys know how to watch a movie from the back end. I'm not going to go into all that because, I don't have to promote that on this platform. But if you want to, go and watch that movie, The Covenant. Also, how Americans during the Afghanistan war, how somebody rescued someone, an interpreter, an Afghanistan interpreter, who rescued the sergeant from the enemies, the Taliban. I don't cry when I watch movie, and I didn't cry yesterday, but Osiboshefe will film here, Tony what touch. Just the same way, when I look at Igboho today, sacrifice everything. And at the end of the day, they throw mud at him. The Covenant. Guy Ritchie. Go watch it. Ìyàwó bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ó ní káwọn remortgage ilé so that the guy can go back and rescue ẹni tó rescue òun náà. So as we are trying to rescue ourselves from the dungeon of Nigeria, and some of you are trying to keep us in there. And when we look at people like us and ask, I've seen my friend says, you know, kí ló ń stress ara ẹ fún? Why are you bothering yourself about Nigeria? Oh, kúkú gbé Nigeria. I've seen a lot of them. I mean, not accuse me, but I mean, proper and pàdé mi gidi. Don't stress ara ẹ fún. Just, you know, continue with your own life and leave them. It's because we want to rescue you. And anything for rescue, anything about for rescue, man, difficult gone. Is one of the most difficult tasks. Mungbo lórí page kan náà again lórí Twitter. A lot of you need to be on Twitter. What I put Yoruba next ni Twitter and do here. Ó wá ń sọ bí ìyàwó Àyìnà Ọmọwúrà, ìyàwó ẹ̀ lára àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ kan Mama Ramatola or something. Ó wá ń sọ bí bàbá yẹn ṣe kú in the 80s. Ó ní lára àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé òun náà ló máa pa òun. So the question is, you should be asking yourself is, what is the gain of this guy? You know, this guy that have left Nigeria 25 years ago. Kí ni problem ẹ̀? Kí ló fẹ́ gain by trying to rescue us? That's the question you should ask yourself. What do I want to gain trying to rescue ourselves? Let me not say you alone, because we want to rescue ourselves from the dungeon of Nigeria. I heard the president speaking in New York. Yes, he's right. He has lived in UK and he has also lived in America at some point in his life until things didn't go right after the 1993. They came out, they were complaining. He became a target. He ran out of Nigeria. The same people that Bola Tinubu worked in UK, that he failed in 1999, is now advising me to come back in Nigeria so that we can fix Nigeria. A lot of you people don't know him. Bola Tinubu was running AD from London. And those that know him, that we are very, very close to, knows. Gbogbo àwọn tó ní kó máa padà bọ̀ nílé nígbà tó di governor, he failed every single one of them. But now things have turned around. He now wants me to leave a society like this and then come back to Nigeria. Nobody do with that. A place that I have lived for 25 years, that I know the value of life. What is the value of life? It's not about having millions of dollars or pounds. It's about being able to eat and be able to also give back. Ìyẹn ló ṣe máa ń sọ pé Yorùbá ní ojú àánú. Kò sí bí a ṣe wà, ojú àánú ṣì wà lára wa. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the video of ọmọ tó náà fẹ́ ta tí Chinese ní kó wá ta ọmọ fóun. Bí àkàn ló send video and say me. The video has actually gone out. Sahara reporters picked it up. More news have picked it up. These are the crime happening on a daily basis in Nigeria. But I don't want to fix that tiny crime. I don't want to fix the tiny problem. We want to deal with the issue that is affecting humanity. And that issue is to dissolve Nigeria. So that irú ọmọ Chinese yẹn tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ lóòótọ́ tó bára wọn sùn tó bá dẹ̀ náà ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ mọ́ èwo làbọ̀ wá ní ó fẹ́ kọ́ ta ọmọ fún ẹ. Wọ́n wá ń fi ọwọ́ ọlá But now that we have actually, this is what some people want me to be doing. And that's why I refuse to take all this kind of, and all that. It will take us away from the reality work that we are taking on, which is the bigger picture, which is the real agenda, Yoruba nation. Not that I cannot deal with all those kind of problems. The moment I uploaded the video, the first video that was sent to me, it may not send video and see, láti Ṣàgámù. I'm sure some of you remember it was on Sunday. Mr. Koiki, mo ti send video kan sí. So many people like that. Àwọn kan ti criticize wa pé báwo la ṣe fi máa support àwọn kan táwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ń ṣe Yorùbá nation and support wọn. Okay, kakúkú máa support anybody. Ẹ lọ bá government yín. I am not the government. My job is to just, as a media, highlight the problem. Let your government deal with it. And that is why I want to just staff me gan. One now only project. It mean no only business don't share. I refuse to advertise it. Not that I don't trust them, because I don't want to be diverted. Koiki Media. I am a brand on my own. And maybe some of you don't know that. And it is very difficult to build something. It may going to avoid the stain. That is why I've been able to live in this country peacefully for 25 years. Because of every stain, me. It is stain, but you are my family, my bá sister. Àwọn tó mú ẹ máa sọ pé ọmọ alájà ni mọ́ ni wọ́n máa sọ láàrin inú ilé wọn bẹ́ẹ̀. Mọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ni mọ̀ òun náà ni. And this is the reason why I have lived in this country. Cut your coat according to one size. Ṣé pé mo rọ́ lárí kí n tó dé ìlú yìí. Inú ọlá gidi ló bí mi sí. The only difference is what bí mi sí bí báyìí. So I always ask my mom, why? Kí ló dé? Wọ́n ní sáwọn ọmọ pé Nàìjíríà máa rí bó ṣe rí yẹn náà ni. Nobody knew Nigeria was going to fail. So if some of you today, because we now have the opportunity of this kind of social media, and you are now still thinking that Nigeria is going to work, how I'm question mom see me, why? Kí ló dé tẹ́ bí mi sí UK? Because I don't want to be UK in the 80s. It was a flick of luck. Money family mi friend mi kan. Wọ́n bẹ woman yẹn pé kó bímọ yẹn sí London. Ó ní láyé òun á bí ọmọ sí London. Ta ló máa bá àwọn tọ́jú ọmọ? Nígbà tó ní àwọn eruku ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀, tó ní support nílé, ọmọ olówó, àwa bí. Ìyá làwọn èèyàn tó bá bímọ sí abroad níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Ìyá ni. Though àwọn parent kan ti ń jèrè ẹ̀ nísìn. Our parents continue here because Nigeria was meant to be that shining bone of Africa. Nigeria telling one lady, it failed in the 80s. So if you are now still one of those still trying to say, Beatori Henry, social media, tough deceive around, the real people that knows that Nigeria has failed, what it related in the 80s, ọ̀nà tí ìlú yìí ń lọ yóò dáa. Bí ìlú yìí ṣe ń lọ yìí, no. So I am just one out of many Yoruba people who are lucky láti fi Nigeria sílẹ̀. I am not saying I am the best or I am the bravest, but I am just lucky to have come from a background and a home, because ìyá tó ń travel káàkiri to more than 23 countries around the world. Èmi ti gbọ́ Hong Kong sétí, kò ń ṣe pé mo ṣe ń gbọ́ nígbà tí mo dé London. Mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé Hong Kong yẹn mo mọ̀ jù, because ibi tí mo sì mi máa ń ná dáadáa ni. Àwọn ló máa ń ṣago Hong Kong, àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ló máa ń ṣago àwọn ago tẹ́ ń wọ̀ yìí. Hong Kong ló ti ń produce tó pọ̀ jù. So we cannot continue bringing goods into Nigeria as far back as in the 80s. Ẹ wá ṣe ní government kan máa rectify problem yẹn by introducing people to láti lọ sí stock market. Ó wá lọ ń lo ago, wọ́n wá ní káwọn investors wá. Come to where? Where are those investors going to come? If we did not know before, But you are going to be an ignorant person. Torí pé òun gbọ́ sétí pé wọ́n sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́, but for you, you are still thinking that it's going to work. And that for us is like, kí lẹ̀yin rí táwọn ò rí? Even those that are outside Nigeria, I'm sure a lot of you knows them. Àwọn tí àwa gan rí, okay, they might say that it's leadership problem, it's mismanagement and all that. But kí ló fa mismanagement? Kí ló fa the leadership problem? It is all because the foundation of Nigeria is a failure. Bellevue, it was an airline. Ó ti wá sí ìlú Iri, kò wá mọ́. Why? Arik, at some point, Arik land, gbogbo àwọn airline yìí ló máa tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ló máa wá consult our media pé ẹ bá wa ṣe advert síta, ẹ bá wa pariwo ẹ̀ síta. It used to be the Nigerian Airways. Why do you think all this failure is happening? The reason why, the reason why all these, Arik, Arik wá sí ìlú Iri. Arik Air. Ìgbà yẹn Gatwick ló máa ń fún àwọn èèyàn because slot lè fún wọn nìyẹn. Kò ṣe pé àmì traffic, but it's because we didn't have the government to challenge the British authority from Heathrow Airport and say that we need that Heathrow lẹ́ẹ̀ka tí máa operate. Ẹ lọ sí Heathrow, around small airline, and you'll be one. So people think it's about the mismanagement. No, it's because we are not one. It's because it is not a country. And when something is not a country, there will be mismanagement, there will be corruption, there will be fraud. But many of you see people like us today and say, who is this kind of elite? We might not have the kind of education that some of those out there need, or they have rather. But we have lived in a society to understand that it only takes, things to work if we are a nation. The reason why things have not worked is because Nigeria was not a nation. And it was never a nation. But many Nigerians today would not see it from that point. Tinubu is saying that we should stop throwing ethnic card. But that is not going to end. We will continue to throw the ethnic card because we are not one. The British hate the Scottish, just as the Scottish do not like them. That is why they want to break. They've been together since 1700. So some of us that have lived outside Nigeria, I'll probably say my own age is even young compared to some of our mothers and fathers. But we're worried about those of you that wants to start that journey. Those of you that still want to start the journey, which we wish you the best of luck. As you are planning your journey, whether you want to remain in Nigeria, it's okay. But don't expect any election to fix the problem in Nigeria. Please, don't expect it. Because the first election itself was rigged by the British Empire in 1959. So if they rigged the first election that was meant to bring and produce the best of Nigeria, how do you expect the other election that is coming up not to be rigged? And what we negotiated for is not what we are practicing today. So that itself is disunity. It's not going to bring progress. Not that we cannot live together as neighbors. Not that we cannot mingle together and run businesses. Not that we cannot work together. Not that we cannot share ideas. Do you know that Poland is now upset with Ukraine? That it is becoming a big problem today. They are still neighbors. But do you know why the problem is there? Because Ukraine wants to flood the wheat into Poland. And the Poland farmers are complaining that it's going to, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying there anyway. For market. And the reason why Ukraine cannot move the wheat on the sea is because if they do so, Russia is going to bomb it. It's called the Black Sea. It's an area I would love to visit in my lifetime. Only by a fine gone. Other sumo side be talking, you know. So I pray one day I will have the privilege to visit the Black Sea area, because I've spoken to people that live within that territory. Very beautiful. So there's tension around the world. Hear what Anthony Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, he says that hellfire has been opened in Hayatan Bay. UN Secretary Loreto. Once again, like I said, I am just grateful for a life that I've lived, and there's still much more. Look at what he said. Humanity has opened the gate of hell. Do you know what I call humanity? We have IDP camps in Nigeria. Nigerians are refugees in another country, in Niger. Do you know that Nigerians are refugees? So, a lot of you do not need to agree with my views to the dissolution of Nigeria. But the question is, you cannot love Nigeria more than I do while I came to this country 25 years ago. I don't think so. I've attended Nigerian Carnival in Oxford. I've attended Nigerian Summit businesses, SOAS. I've attended a lot of events there. I've attended multiple engagements at the Nigerian High Commission. I don't think I miss it. I love to be there. Very, very good ambient. You meet people, you network. We have the Nigerian community of engineers. I don't want to mention one of their past president. He was also a one-time chairman of the Central Association of Nigerians in UK. I met him at the Lagos State Union event. I know and I've met every ambassador in this country. So you might be asking yourself, so what have actually turned me against Nigeria? That is the question you should be asking. It's not about the mismanagement. I am not in Nigeria. I am miles away from Nigeria. And today is my 25 years that I've left Nigeria. And I've been coming back to Nigeria since 2015. So that I can come and add my own value, just as I was adding it to UK. The same value I was adding to UK was what I was coming to add to Nigeria in 2015. And I don't think a lot of you even saw what I wanted to do. I traveled to Iwokwe paper mill. How many of you know Iwokwe paper mill? Do you know that would have been the first paper mill in the whole of Africa, number 3 in the world? The whole project is completely grounded. Àwọn Kábíyèsí area, when we met them, they wanted to use me, not the word use. They wanted me to take the role of their PRO in that community so that I can bring investors to that part of the southwest of Yoruba land. I have been to, I had somebody that wanted to do, we wanted to partner in farming. And I come back. When we were driving, I was asking questions. I guess concern, money cost network ni biba. I want to keep my worry pé a máa lọ nísìn a máa dé padà. I remember my old student association, Director Axoba. I'm an Axoba 95. Every year, every school, secondary school, Baptist boys, Methodist, I want King's College. I know a lot of my cousins that went to King's College. They're doing very well now. Some of them are doing it. Not everybody in Nigeria are not doing very well. I want Nigeria, they're doing very well. They're doing very great. Some of them have traveled as well. But we are talking about humanity that has now opened the gate of hell. Nigeria is a hellfire. But most of you are looking for heaven when we should deal with the hellfire first. That is what they're telling you. Let us look for heaven. And you can hear what Zazu say. Pastor, no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Fela sang the same thing. Take your mind away from those garden places. Well, I mean, he might sing it that way, but it is still a religious center for some of us. But let us take our mind from those garden places. I was listening to an interview, Motik Boton, a very exclusive interview with Lucky Dube that he had in the 80s before he was, before he died. So today, most of you that probably just popped up and say, who are these people? Most of you did not, you will never have opportunity to attend an interview like I did in Abuja when I went for my visa. I went for an interview. I was interviewed. But today, a lot of you do drop off, which tells you that things have changed. So, kilo data should change it is because I don't know. This program's end at exactly 4 o'clock. It's not a short one. Each time I go back and I see this, my, contribution. 2017. We celebrate Olayomi Koiki. Uncelebrated Nigerians Awards in the UK. This was 2017. I got this. At least that was clear 2 years before we even talking about Yoruba nation. Because they took in Paro contributions to creative and performing services. After Timothy, she shared, because I never got an award in this country. This, my brother, is currently the chief of staff to the Anambra State governor. If I wanted to be part of the same system, I would have. Even if I just have to go, talk about from any southwest, I lost Igbo. He was a mayor, but he's now gone back to Nigeria. Mayor of Brent, the London Borough of Brent, presented to Koiki Media in recognition of support to the community. It's all about the community. And especially, he has his own chosen charity, Sickle Cell Society and Jason Robert Foundation. Councillor Ernest Ezejugu is the current chief of staff to the Anambra State governor. Even though I've just decided to let him continue his good job that he's doing there in the Southeast. So now that we don't know politicians, because we were engaging them prior before Yoruba Nation, but the agenda today, Iwokun paper mill is now bushy, wild animals. I visited Iwokun paper mill. I was crying. Oh, wow. I remember I met, so this was 2019 to 2021. He's gone back to Nigeria now, and we haven't been in contact since then, but I do follow him and I see what he's doing on Instagram. So the other thing is, most of you in Nigeria think that all your politicians cares about you. No, I don't think so. They care about you when they need you. But Oba need you, cannot care. They don't care. They don't care about you. I know that. We are close to them. We know them. Because I am always on the road. I know when a politician sneaks into the country and he doesn't want anybody to know. Probably sometimes they're going on transit and they just want to have 1 or 2 words with us and they're gone again. So it's been a journey. I can only say I am grateful for life. Many Nigerians Your expectation is not high more than me when I was looking forward to a working Nigeria. The kind of energy that we had. I remember going with my cousin, loading stuff, different stuff, containers, send it to Nigeria. We lost everything. The system is not there. And it's not going to happen if we remain in that contraction. The system is not just there. Everybody, if let's say, and if you try any nonsense, that's when they will use spiritual attacks on you. So sometimes, if you just let go. I remember a man called Osho, Asho. If she pronunciation in here, to wa polongo ilé fáwọn èèyàn ní UK, Ashosh. That's why I don't get myself involved in all those things. So you demand official advert, official polongo, official this. Look, I'd rather allow Google advert to work itself for me, so that Google must advert than trying to get advert from people in Nigeria. I'm sure some of my teams are working, or they're watching me right now. Reason why I don't take advert, it's because we know what is behind. There is no proper vetting in any businesses in Nigeria today. Fraud. How do you vet a business? No, tell me. Vet business. No, you tell me. Or word of mouth. Okay, if anything goes wrong, who do we hold accountable for that? I want to more shush or sorry. I'm not going to go into all the details. I want to dawo, I want to sawunu. Nígbà tó gbé name wá sí UK, I was one of those that were consulted. New Kent Road. Tí mo lọ síbẹ̀, àwọn olóògbé fún àwọn Indians. Bí a ní sin lọ ti gbé fáwọn Nigerians, I don't know. Nígbà tó kọ́kọ́ gbé project name, ẹni tó gbé project yẹn tó ti di ọ̀tá. Èyí tẹ́ wá ń lé ẹ̀mọ́ dá kankan mọ̀. Ìntẹ́ kan rí ni pé ẹ kàn rí àwọn olórin tó ń kọrin yà justice for this. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn là ń sọ ni. There's a need for justice for every one of us. Ẹ ń pariwo justice. Èmi gan need the justice. Èmi fúnra mi, ó yẹ kó fún mi ní justice ní Nàìjíríà. But everybody just focus their energy. Gbogbo energy tẹ́ ń burn nísìn, mo monitor it. By this time next week, 2 weeks, gbogbo energy yẹn á tún drop. A tún máa wẹ́ lómi, a tún máa mú energy lé lórí. When we should channel the same energy and tell our representatives that enough is enough. But nínú bẹ̀lẹ̀ iná fi jẹ, nínú bẹ̀lẹ̀ iná fi wà okay. But in reality, it is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. I remember taking, because I have 5 minutes left. I remember taking a road trip to Abuja. Lawson. No, we left in the morning. When I told my people in the house that I was going to Abuja, all tickets in it. Money bulletin were boss. Money boy you must see in London more. Nigeria don't pay by. Money come matter. I want to lọ lórí ẹ̀ náà. Ṣé wọ́n kì í ṣèyàn ni? And we decided, okay, a lọ sí Jibowu, ara ticket. Ibi tó tún fi mí sí ẹ̀yìn pátápátá. So taxi dem bá tẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀, ẹ lè imagine ẹni tó máa kọ́kọ́ wá dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. I went to Abuja because the last time I was in Abuja was when I went to get my visa in 1998. But when I started seeing, that I did side the Kogi, I was looking at the views, the mountains. Like, oh no, ìlú yìí ní comment. Nígbà tó di tá ṣe days tá fi lò tán l'Abuja mo ní a máa padà but this time around mo fẹ́ mọ bó ṣe máa ń rí lálẹ́ ẹ̀ ń tajọ lọ́rọ̀ pé bóyá mo ti mú nǹkan yóò ní pé kí ni mo mí pé mo fẹ́ mọ bó ṣe ń rí lálẹ́ ẹ mo ní ká lọ ní night bus wọ́n ń pè àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn ní J5 ọlọ́run jẹ́ ìbáyìí wọ̀ mọ́ láyé anyway kò tẹ̀ ní possible náà ẹni tó bá mọ J5 yẹn lọ́jọ́ mi sínú ẹ̀ ìgbà yẹn mo mọ̀ pé yes and take a risk ní Nàìjíríà gbàtà dé Kogi mo sunkún títí àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wọ́n ń ta wóróbo nìkan bíi 1:00 1:30 so for me our agenda remains the same. The Yoruba Nation campaign is an awareness for now. When the right time comes, things will sort itself out. But as far as I'm concerned for now, we will just keep the awareness going. Àwọn Scottish will take back country wọn. Awareness lọ ṣe ń ṣe. Àwa náà máa continue as a media organization to keep the awareness burning. And that is the agenda. When everybody is now fully ready, and we are now going to call our representatives. Àwa máa bi wọ́n pé iṣẹ́ wo gan lẹ ń ṣe fún wa ní state àti ní federal, and then we'll shut everything down simultaneously. But for now, my life is still working here. I pray that your life will also work for you. Everybody will be different. Like I said, am I lucky? I don't know. Is it my background? Is it my star? I don't know. But all I know is that what we are fighting for today is one thing: humanity. The same humanity ni Antonio Guterres said, humanity has now opened the gate of hell. Níbo ni hell yẹn wà? Ìwọ náà máa sọ sọ́kàn ẹ̀. Ṣé UK ló wà? Ṣé America ló wà? Torí pé kò sí ibi tí kò sí hell náà. Ó wà káàkiri ni, but ó pọ̀ jura wọn lọ. You can ask yourself the same thing. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. If you're going to be traveling, make sure wherever you go, even if it's the smallest bay within Nigeria, no, I'll be outside Africa, I wish you the best of luck. Journey tèmi ṣe ní 25 years ago, it will not be the same journey that you are going to do, because maybe she gba visa mi kọ́ ló ṣe fẹ́ gba visa tiẹ̀ this time around. But one thing is, nothing can fix Nigeria. That is just the point. It might not be your taste bud, but it is the right thing that will allow Nigeria to dissolve. That's it. So I'm going to spend time with my family, enjoy. If we have time, we'll come out again. If otherwise, we'll be out again tomorrow so that I can spend quality evening. Like I said, if you have the time, if you can watch that movie, while understanding reason pé àwa kan máa take gbogbo risk láti rescue yín, because ẹ̀yin kan ẹ lè rescue ara yín. You cannot. You cannot rescue yourself. We need to rescue you, just like the sergeant in that movie called The Covenant. He was rescued. It was not easy for ẹni tó rescue ẹ. Ó take a lot of risk. But bọ̀bọ́ yẹn padà lọ láti lọ support òun náà, because bounty tó gbélé lórí àwọn Taliban wọ́n ní anywhere tó bá ti mú kó gé orí ẹ̀ wá ni. Eventually ẹni tó rescue èèyàn yẹn náà padà lọ, ó lọ rescue ẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ gbé kúrò ní Afghanistan. So lágbára Ọlọ́run, we will come out of Nigeria. How soon? How long? Everybody will get the picture. Ojú ń kàn yín àbí? Ojú ò kàn yín? No, ojú ò kàn mí. I lived there for 15 years. My first 15 years. Mo lè dé airport. Bọ́lá Tinubu ò ní lò tó 15 years tó máa fi ṣèjọba ẹ̀ tán. Ojú ò kàn mí rárá. Kọ́lọ́n fún òun lẹ́mìí gígùn. Kó fẹ́mi náà lẹ́mìí gígùn. Kó fẹ́yìn náà lẹ́mìí gígùn. gbogbo wa orí social media náà la tún máa pàdé. Orí social media fẹ́yìn tí ẹ sọ pé fẹ́ keep Nàìjíríà ibẹ̀ náà la máa pàdé. Ṣẹ́gbọ́n tí Fẹ́mi Adésínà sọ lẹ́yìn tí Buhari ṣe ọdún 8 tán, ẹ lọ gbọ́ Adésínà, Fẹ́mi Adésínà tó sọ lóṣogbo lánàá, ẹ lọ gbọ́, ẹ lọ ka pépà The Guardian kẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ. Ọdún 8 Buhari ti tán, Tinubu náà ti ń ṣe tiẹ̀ lọ, àwa ti ń fún ní calm down for every day tabajọ ń jí kọ́lọ̀ fún lálàáfíà kó fẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́mí ní pé kọ́lọ̀ má fún ṣe o but for every day tabajọ ń jí calm down ni ojú òkun mi rárá. Ó tó stage kan cousin mi fẹ́ lè ní tàbí máa lo pálí òun jáde kí n tẹ̀ lọ rí Nàìjíríà, mo ní Nàìjíríà kò sí nǹkan kan níbẹ̀ for now, má wọrí ààrẹ tí ìwé mi bá jáde máa lọ fúnra mi máa padà, and that was exactly what I did, but it took 15 years. So wọ́n tó ń rò pé ojú ń kún mi, ojú ò kàn mi rárá lórí ìrìn àjò yìí. 10 years gbáko ni mo fi ṣiṣẹ́ fún Nigerian community, ojú ò kàn mi rárá. Màá máa tẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀, màá máa tẹ̀ lọ, màá máa tẹ̀ lọ, màá máa tẹ̀ lọ. By the time tí Tinubu máa fi ṣe tán, tí Nàìjíríà ò bá ìtì lọ pín, social media yóò ní gba gbogbo wa. Ibi mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. I'll leave it to that. Ọláyẹmí Kóìkì ni mo ń jẹ́, Kóìkì Media, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Have a very great afternoon. Bye for now. Ẹ tọ́jú fídíò yìí dáadáa. Màá rán yín létí 21st of September 2003. Aago 4 rádà ló ṣẹlù. So mo ti ń fún Tinubu ní calm down. The first 4 years 2027 ló máa ṣe tán. Tó bá rí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ṣe, a ṣe tán ní 2031. Tinubu will be 87. Èmi ò tí ní pé 87, but èmi náà ti dàgbà díẹ̀. But bóyá òun ló ní Nàìjíríà, àbọ̀ òun ló ní Yorùbá territory, gbogbo àjọ máa rí nígbà yẹn. By that time, Tinubu gan á ti wà fragile, egungun ò ní dàbí mọ́. Èmi náà ti wá dàbí òun náà nígbà yẹn. Pé Nàìjíríà ò ní pín yẹn, irọ́ lẹ pa. By fire, by force. A máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ wa yìí, a máa fi dissolve Nigeria bó pẹ́ bóyá. Thank you so much.